Oh, where do I start? Where do I start? Okay, initially this video was supposed to be a rant because when I first saw what I was seeing, I was not happy at all. But it seemed that over time and with a bit more viewing of what I was seeing, I understand, like, and appreciate what I'm seeing more. Yes, I'm talking about Tekken 7. I've seen the location, gameplay, whatever it's called. Anyways, and some of you guys may have seen my video called What I Want from Tekken 7. And I'm feeling a little bit guilty here because it seems like a few of what I've said has made its way into Tekken 7. In Arkham City and the Arkham games, what they would do is when Batman has a last hit in terms of an encounter, it will go slow motion and the camera will go or pan into the action. I want that to be in Tekken 7. That would be quite cool. Now don't get me wrong. This thing I mentioned about the slow motion final hit was one of the few good things that I saw in the location test gameplay. People seem to like that. Even though it's got a kind of problem right now, Namco, Harada can fix it, but the other things is what I'm going to get into now, and it's more stuff that I disagree with, so here we go. Okay, so first of all, we'll get into that later, but what I want to talk about is my nitpick so far. Like I said, this was supposed to be a rant, but I'll just say what's wrong with what I'm seeing in my opinion, and in fact also the majority of people's opinions. So let's go. Number one thing that everyone's going to notice first is the aesthetics. Graphically, yes, the game is definitely a jump from Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and all the Tekken games. But in terms of aesthetics, let's actually get down to the nitty gritty. The hit sparks are ridiculous. Ridiculous. They are too much. They're too huge. Oh my god, like, wow. What are you doing? Whew. Okay. I'm not trying to have an epileptic seizure by watching hit sparks in a Tekken game. Now the tinier things such as, oh wow, and this is flipping awesome by the way, Kazuya's Electric Wind God Fist, the best one you've ever seen in Tekken history. Ever, I'm telling you. It's beautiful. And we ain't even seen it in the flesh yet. Where we're seeing it off-cam recordings. Off-screen recordings, I mean. Now, that Wind God Fist was beautiful. The blue electric effects light up your opponent's hand, Kazuya's hand, and the floor too, if I'm seeing right. If I am right. That is beautiful. Beautiful. That's an electric Wind God Fist. Dorian, Dorian, Dorian. Every single time it was beautiful. But the actual hit sparks, come on man. Please, please do not do this. Remove it. Please, reduce it, remove it. Go back to Tekken's. In fact, just, oh my. Okay, next topic. As you can see, I'm very stressed on that one. Now, removed bound. They've removed the bound, which I'm very happy about. But I'd also like them to reduce the bound that you get after a floor break. It looks very silly, and I think that obviously they should have a reduced bound, which means after that bound you cannot get a high or medium attacking. I think you have to do a low hit or something that comes from below that makes the opponent go back up, such as I don't know the imports, but say Steve Fox down full. Basically it's like an uppercut of Steve's and it makes the opponent go up, of course, which means that continues your combo. But that bound is way too high, it looks way too silly, especially when you remove bound in general. So yeah. Okay, next up, finishing moves. Now this is what I'm saying where I feel guilty. I feel very guilty on this. Now in my video called What I Want from Tekken 7, I mentioned finishing moves, like an idiot. And a lot of people are freaking out in the comments, and I honestly, I swear to you, I did not mean to say this. I should have said cinematic moves, which means moves that really intertwine with the camera. The camera intertwines with what's going on. That is what I meant. I also said the moves should be high input. High input moves, high risk and high reward. Which means whilst you are putting in the input to do the move, you are risking it. And if it does land, you are rewarded. You are happy with what you see. I finally said it should require the opponent to be at a certain health point. The health needs to be low on the opponent for it to work. Due to their health, and it's a dirty KO. I said this isn't going to be a rant, but I think it's turning into a rant. The only reason why I'm quiet right now is because if I get any louder, I won't be able to cap it. I won't be able to stop myself. So let me stay at this volume. Now, look at this. Rage arts. Look at this. Just look. Does the opponent's health look low to you? No. Does the input look high or strenuous? Does it require much to do it? No. Finally, the worst of the worst you've got to notice is the opponent cannot move during this. If I'm seeing right, the opponent cannot move. Everything is frozen but the player, the character that's doing the rage art move. Now tell me in Tekken history when you could not or have not been able to move during your opponent's move. Obviously, Tekken unblockable moves are literally unblockable, but you can escape them by sidestepping, some by ducking, some by just countering on great timing. Here, what can you do? Please tell me there's some way this is avoidable. This is ridiculous. Next item I want to talk about. Invincible moves. Tekken Revolution, they work very cool there in my opinion though. Nice and flashy. Not too flashy by the way. The flash was at a decent level, was not filling up my screen with white and all sorts of vibrant lights from fucking Street Fighter style. But this here is called Power Crush. And if I'm right, they're not invincible, which means while you're doing it, although your move will override or overcome the opponent's move, you're still going to get damage. But still, why are they in Tekken 7? Why? It is not, oh man, I don't like it. The opponent is glowing, the character is glowing. They do a move which goes over the other person's move and it's just not right. Tekken, you're turning into Street Fighter, and this is the main gripe of what I want to talk about. Tekken is losing its identity with this. It's losing its identity, and this is really bad. You are catering to the wrong people here. Harada, Namco, what are you doing? A lot of people have said they're disappointed. Me, I'm trying to be open-minded here, but still these things are just not acceptable. I think let me go back onto Street Fighter. Now, if I show you my fighting games, you will not see one entry from Street Fighter. Not even the great Street Fighter 4. Fuck that. I hate Street Fighter. Number one, because it's 2D, and although I do have other 2D games, the thing that pushes me away from Street Fighter is the flashiness. It's a gimmick, man. And all the supers and all that crap, I can't stand it. Tekken is way more heavier in depth and advanced, requires much more than Street Fighter. Currently, I'm talking about the latest games such as Tekken 6 or Tekken Tag Tournament 2 versus Street Fighter 4 point blah blah blah, whatever the fuck is out now from Capcom. Street Fighter versus Tekken. Even though I'm interested in Tekken, big fan of Tekken. Like I said, it was one of my first games on PlayStation, my childhood. Tekken was my child. I did not touch Street Fighter versus Tekken. Forget that. I did not borrow it. I did play it. I did not borrow it. Did not buy it. Was not interested in it. That's how much I hate the aesthetics and style of Street Fighter. Look what they did to Brian. You call that Brian? Look what they did to who else? Some Horang. His kicks were very stupid in that. Look what they did to Steve Fox. You call that a Dempsey roll? You call that his endless roll? And now you are gushing Tekken into a nasty pit of Street Fighter sauce. Wrong move, mate. Do not do it. Also, the next thing I want to talk about regarding Street Fighter is this, hands down, no shadow of a doubt in my mind. They are doing this type of aesthetic style to help us transition smoothly into Tekken versus Street Fighter. Not Street Fighter versus Tekken, which is already out. Tekken versus Street Fighter, which I do believe they're still producing, still creating. Do not fucking do this. Do not use Tekken 7 as some kind of test dummy or a catalyst to make Tekken versus Street Fighter. No. N-O. Because what you're doing is alienating Tekken fans. You're turning the game that's supposed to be for them, your fans, into some kind of test. Flip's sake. A full game, you're turning it into a test. I thought Tekken Revolution was enough for that, but you're making a full game which we're supposed to buy for how much? £50, $60, and you're making it a fucking test for a future game. The fuck are you doing? I'm so pissed, man. You're catering to these casuals and Street Fighter fans. And I know Street Fighter is very successful. Even though I don't like it, it's very successful. People love it for whatever reasons, whatever the reasons they are. And yeah, that's understandable. Obviously, financially, business-wise, yeah, you may want to put a bit of Street Fighter coat onto Tekken. But you're catering to them over actual Tekken fans. Do not do that. I'm talking to any developer or publisher in general. Look what happened to Resident Evil. From the horror roots to now this stupid Call of Duty style action. Look at Resident Evil 6. That piece of shit. Again, another game I refuse to visit because it's lost its identity. Do not do this to Tekken. Tekken is too precious. It's been around for too long. It's the game I grew up on. One of the games I grew up on. And you're going to do this to Tekken? Tekken? Do you know what that name means? Let me move on. Okay, next up we've got 2 new characters so far. Why? I do not know. How much characters do you want, Tekken, Namco, Harada? And this is only 2 we've seen so far. So, that girl in Tekken Revolution, Eliza, that's a potential character who's still going to develop into something. Harada, you've still got that Arabian guy in development. So these die-hard Tekken fans who are probably definitely going to get Tekken 7, should I say, will probably have 1 or 2 favourite characters removed, and they will see that they've been replaced, the removed characters have been replaced with these characters they do not like, want, or never even asked for. Claudio. Claudio has got to be the first Tekken character in Tekken history to have glowing hands. Yes, I know they're gloves, but you know what I mean. Even Devil Jin, his gloves changed from Jin's gloves. They were slightly darker and they had a kind of spike in it, but they were never over the top or fancy like Claudio's fucking magical gloves. What the flip are you doing? Like I said, all these little aesthetic things, they're trying to make it into Street Fighter or give it a Street Fighter coat to lure in those guys, bump finances, profit up, if that's going to work, if it does work, and finally lead us into Tekken vs Street Fighter. Let me repeat, catering to Street Fighter fans, business profits, if it works, it's not guaranteed, and finally, number 3, lead us into Street Fighter vs Tekken vs Street Fighter. Okay, last but not least, no new outfits. I have not seen any new outfits. Why am I mentioning this? It's because it's something I really did want. I wanted Tekken 7 to reimagine the characters physically, not the movesets, just physically. You've still got King's pink, purple and yellow trunks. You've still got Feng's typical red trousers with the green strip and yellow strip. I've seen Kazuya's new jacket. Oh well, not a new jacket, it was from Tekken Tag Tournament 1. But this was a very big thing they should have did, because this is the new generation. You've got the PS4 now, the Xbox One, and for the first time in Tekken history, Tekken is officially launching, not being emulated on, launching on PC. And these outfits and completely new designs would be the best way to celebrate that. Show that, oh, we're Namco, We're so happy to make Tekken 7. We love new next gen technology so far. This is what we've been able to do with it. We've reimagined the characters and what they wear, blah blah blah. It shows all the tech and the new clothing, such as, oh, you punch Paul and his hair does sway a bit. You kick Bayek, he rolls, and his ponytail, which holds it together, the elastic band comes off. That tech was not shown. Now, I know that the game is only like 60% done, it's not official, it's not released yet, it's basically still in the works. They could have costumes which they're just not going to show yet. That could be the case, and I really do hope that is the case. But if I do not see brand new reimaginings of these characters, costume-wise especially, I'm going to be very disappointed. Who is not bored of these costumes? And I can't believe I'm actually ranting about costumes, but think about how important costumes are. Just think. Just think about your favorite fighting games. Mortal Kombat, for example. How many times do those costumes change? Maybe not color or theme-wise, but materials, shaping, everything has always changed in Mortal Kombat costumes. What's going on with Tekken? Nothing. Nothing new. And I know you're going to have customization to fill in that void, but Tekken's designers for costumes are so awesome. I don't know why they wouldn't do this. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see how passionate I am about Tekken. I disagree on these things that they are trying to use to make Tekken move forward in terms of evolution. I understand. Tekken has been quite iterative. They need to move forward, they need to bring new features to show why we should give them their money, what they've done since the past game. But you do not want to alienate fans. You do not want your franchise, your beloved, long-running franchise, to lose its identity. This is my opinion, and I know a lot of people agree with me. Other people are loving what they are seeing, including the Rage Arts, including the Invisible Move, or whatever it's called, the Power Crush. But in general, man, ask yourself at the end of the day, is this Tekken? That's what I've got to say. Peace out. No hard feelings to anyone who disagrees with me. No hard feelings to the developers, the publishers, whatever. But I think we need to speak up on this, especially if you disagree on what you're seeing. And I believe Haral has even asked you to speak up if you disagree on what you're seeing. And this is my voice, this is my points, this is my disagreements, and yeah, let me hear yours, or even what you disagree on what I said. But I'm pretty sure, I'm confident in what I'm saying, and last but not least, I do not like what I'm seeing. At the end of the day, this is a game I'm going to buy, no doubt. So yeah, thank you for watching or listening, peace out.